Hey guys, my name is Splattercat and welcome to the next episode of our Don't Starve LP. So where we had left off, I had resigned myself to the gathering of bush. Yes, we went Debbie Does Dallas all up on this map, and so we have a load of berry bushes ready to go. And so I'm actually just planting my twig farms right here. We are actually quite stickish at the moment, if I can indeed use that as a description for our camp. We are very well supplied on these little stick plants, these saplings, and so those should be good for our future. You'll notice I'm just kind of doing this crawling expanse of random things so I don't have to make a run. I loathe gathering materials. It's one of those things that becomes very boring to me very quickly, and so I'm trying to get myself cleaned up on that front so that I don't have to worry about it. Now I am going to put the berry bushes in here, but let's talk about what we wanted to get done for the day. So, because food is so important to survival, because that's one of those primary things that you always want to have in this game, duh, because the game is called Don't Starve, obviously we don't want to starve, we want to go out and I want to see if we can find ourselves the materials that we need to make our jerky rack. And that's not just a rack that likes to get terse with its customers. That's a rack that we can use to preserve food, and that's a very important thing right now. Our hunger has been causing us to go through just masses of berries, just all kinds of food. We've been going through it like wild, and so hopefully we can get ourselves taken care of. Let's get our crops taken care of now. Now, I don't remember if I fertilized these or not. I believe that I did, but we got 2 pumpkins and a pomegranate. I love pomegranates. They're one of my favorite fruits. They are a lot of work, but they're still super great. So if you've never had a pomegranate, you should try one. Definitely. Now, I'm not going to try and get the bushes taken care of just yet. We are going to need to fertilize all of these. If you look at them, they're kind of emaciated. They've got kind of a tan color going on. You'll see that if I use my fertilizer, they instantly sprout up and turn greenish. Our camp is also susceptible to attacks by firehounds, and I'm thinking that's something that I'm just not going to be able to deal with at the moment. Firehounds are going to have to wait. Fireproofing our entire base is one of those objects that we're going to have to wait to leap over. So let's go back to our science machine real fast before I wander off into the great tan yonder. I was going to say blue yonder, but we'll call that the tan yonder since we have no view of the horizon. And we're going to come over here, and I believe it's in the food preparation menu. And there it is, our jerking rack. So we're going to need some charcoal. And so let's set some stuff on fire. We also need to get some trees chopped down during this episode. That's fine. It was expected. We got to grab some resources. Additionally, for the first time, actually, can we make ropes? I forgot. Did I learn to refine ropes before I go out? Let's make a rope before I go out, because that too is going to present an issue for us. Now, I think I gathered a bunch of grass plants already in the last episode. Yeah, they're down there, but I don't think I had the opportunity to fertilize them just yet. So we're just going to grab some of this extra grass that's laying around before we head out, because we are going to need to make ropes for a log suit. I want to get to the point where we're defended. I don't want to be walking around the hills with nothing but our, well, we have robot flesh, and for whatever reason, the robot flesh is equally as permeable. It is as equally penetratable. It can be punctured just as easy as Wilson or any of the other squishy characters. So unfortunately, we are going to have to gird ourselves. We're going to have to gird our robot loins with whatever wonderful things that we can find. Now, we have a huge robot field right here. A robot field. Yeah, if we had a field of robots, we might have a larger issue. I guess it depends if they were friendly robots or not. But we do have a field of rabbits right here. I would like to exploit that in the future. As far as that goes, I would like to get a ton of meat and a ton of rabbits put into chests. Now, the reason that I will put rabbits in chests is because rabbits don't go bad. Rabbits have no spoil date, which I don't know if that's true in real life. It seems like they would spoil eventually were you to shove a rabbit in a box, but in this game, for the purposes of Don't Starve physics, biological physics of Don't Starve, the organic chemistry of Don't Starve, not to bore you, though, I'm going into subjects that nobody cares about, but putting rabbits in chests, they won't go bad, and that means you can take rabbits whenever you need to out of the chests and kill them and then have their flesh jerked or otherwise cooked so that you can actually ingest it without getting sick. And at that point, you'll be able to keep the food good forever, which is exactly what we need for the winter. We need food that doesn't go bad. Additionally, I would love to get a icebox made, and I would love to get a refrigerator made. Actually, that is the icebox. I'd like to get an icebox and a barbecue made, or a crock pot, as the game calls it. It looks like a Coleman barbecue to me, though. I've never seen a crock pot that has like a grill in it. Crock pots, when I was growing up, was just this big tank thing that you just threw food into, or at least I didn't throw food. Your mom would throw food into it. Your mom would chuck food into the crock pot, and like 9 hours later, you would take the lid off, and there would be some amazing deliciousness deep within the crock pot that you would then consume and process for energy. However, I don't know if that's how it works. In-game, it looks a lot more like a Coleman grill or a barbecue grill, but that's beside the point. We're gonna grab as much wood as we can here. It's gonna be like it's gonna be like the Tenderloin District of San Francisco. I don't know how many people are actually gonna get. That's what they call a 2%er. A 2%er is a joke that you can reasonably assure, from a comedian's standpoint, a 2%er is a joke that you can be reasonably sure 2% of whoever hears it will actually like be like, aha! Like they tend to be like regional jokes that they require geographical input or some previous experience with a location. So let's grab ourselves a torch now, and once we have a torch, we're going to set the rest of this on fire, which may or may not be a good idea. And there we go. And we got to get the hell away as quickly as possible because it will burn us, and it looks like we're setting spiders on fire, so spider burning bright. I don't remember the rest of that poem. I just remember it being referenced. Oh, he died. That's good. And we're not even going to take the blame for it. We just we committed spidercide, and we don't have to stand before the spider courts. We don't have to go before the spider appellate. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know if you go before appellates or anything for murder cases. It just sounded like a cool word that I should use. I'm going to fess up right there before I go much further. And each time you burn down a tree and you chop it, you will get yourself some charcoal, some wonderful charcoal for the future. Now, we're not going to use that in the respect that you would assume we would. I thought I heard the sound of something hunting me. I had the brief worry that I heard something charging for my location. Now, we are approaching the double-digit days. Once we reach day 10, we have to worry about our beefalo friends becoming less than friendly. They're going to become hostile because it is mating season. They're going to have to man up and show off in front of all the beef females. The beef females. I don't like that quite as much, but we did get our charcoal, and we did get some of the materials that I would like to have. So one can only assume that we'll be able to make our jerking rack. We will need some more ropes, unfortunately, so we'll grab those. I have a torch on hand, so we may stay out a little bit late tonight, gathering up some grass, not wasting the eve. And so let's equip that torch so we don't get ourselves into further trouble. And the question of the day is going to be your favorite musician slash band slash group. Now, this one's very difficult for me because I like all, like if you look at my iPod is like the Skittles bag. If Skittles colors were the types of music that I listen to, it would be like a Skittle. It would be a cornucopia. And so I kind of have to spread that out over a region, basically going by genre. So if we're talking about heavy metal, I'd have to go with Sonata Arctica. If we're going with like punk rock, if we're going towards that end of the spectrum, I'd have to say like the Vandals. Definitely. If we're going towards like country, I don't like country. I can't do country, but if I had to like spit a name out, like if they were like 10% of your grade, spit a name out, Marty Robbins maybe, or Johnny Cash if you can consider that. Like musicals, anything by Irving Berlin. Rap, I like Mac Dre because I grew up in the Bay Area, so Mac Dre's like a god in the Bay Area. He's pretty much the equivalent of Tupac if you're in Northern California. Everybody loves him, even people that don't even listen to rap like him. But that was my answer. I probably forgot some genres in there. You're like, oh, you didn't talk about your favorite postmodern jazz hardcore band. Well, you know, I'm not that much of a hipster. My glasses are not that big. But anyways, let me know down below your favorite type of music or your favorite musician. Now, we got some things done right here, and so let's make ourselves some rope so we can get some drying racks going. I don't really know how much rope. Yeah, we're not going to be able to make quite as much as I would like, but we'll be able to make something, and I'm clicking too fast. I need to slow down. I'm getting ahead of myself, which you guys know that I do. I do that when I work, too. I get way ahead of myself, and then it never works out in my favor. So it looks like we can make 2 drying racks. We'll bring them up here, but far enough away from things to where they won't be in the way, but still existent. And I'll probably make like 4 of these. It seems like that might be the right amount. It's good that those are sprouting now without me having to fertilize them. And before we go much further, let's go out and get some more grass. I forget where my beefalo herd, but I think it was north of us. Let's go north. We're going to hit 2 birds with 1 stone, or more reasonably, we're going to hit 2 beefalos with 1 stone. I'm just going to eat these carrots out of my inventory real fast. I don't know when hounds are going to make another appearance. You'll see that I have some hound's teeth down here. I got those earlier on in the series if you're just now joining me. I got those while I was just wandering around. I found a skeleton who, unfortunately, he found his untimely end, or maybe he committed suicide. There he is. He seems pretty happy. He's looking skyward. So maybe he got hit by like a UFO laser from above, and it just froze him in that position. There's no way of telling, so we get to make up whatever we want. That's how it works, right? If we don't know, we just make it up. It seems a junky solution's better than no solution, right? Maybe, maybe not. But we'll keep flowing with all this. Now we need some grass. It looks like there's grass over here, so we'll grab that for further ropes and kind of hempen goodness. And I forgot that I got ahead of myself once again. My hand is moving faster than my thoughts, and If I had a nickel, my friends, if I had a nickel. And if I really wanted to be efficient while I was out here, I would have come out with traps and set them for all these rabbits and kind of babysat them while I grabbed these ropes. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we have any further beefalo colonies. We don't have any rival tribes over here. But, you know, I'd like to grab some more manure before we get going because we have a ton of fields to fertilize before we go much further. I'm not too worried about beefalo mating season because we lucked out and found a beefalo hat while we were moving along, and in case you missed that in an earlier episode, the beefalo hat allows us to interact with beefalos well after they've entered mating season, so it makes us immune. So while they're out thrusting and doing their beefalo duty, they're getting their beefalo thing done, they're handling the beefalo they're getting beefa busy with their beefa buddies, they will not attack us, and that's a good thing because 1 or 2 hits from a beefalo can kill you. They are actually a major threat if they ever decide to go hostile on you, so you want to keep in their good graces. They're temperamental. Treat them like Wookiees. Let them win at chess or space chess. How come we don't have that yet? When they're on the Millennium Falcon and they're playing that super awesome circular space chess with the holographic pieces that fight each other, like, why don't we have that? Like, Chessmaster used to let you do that on Nintendo, and Chessmaster made chess seem legitimately interesting. I think if my pieces were able to fight one another and just destroy each other and commit just horrific acts of bloodshed, I think I would be much more enamored with the concept of playing chess. But as it is right now, I'm simply not intellectually talented enough, I guess, and so I just write it off. I made the mistake. I have a teacher who's like the king of chess, and one of my buddies got super drunk and ended up playing him in chess one night after we got back from a field excursion and just made himself look like a total dunce. It was pretty hilarious, though, watching him about 9 shots in try and play chess with this guy who plays actual chess tournaments and things, like statewide chess tournaments, things of that nature. And so how much poo have I collected so far? 13. I don't think that's going to be enough. We don't have enough poo. We are going to need more. Let's go get some. We will grab it from right here. And we will grab one from right here. And then we will grab this one right here. There we go. And there's some seeds laying over there. But I can't guarantee that I will close distance with them before we end up having a bird scoop them into his maw. Just take them down his gullet greedily. And so I think that leaves me with enough time, and we're going to keep collecting. And I understand this is probably not the most entertaining of subject matter, but this is very important. The dung gathering is going to end up being one of those things you spend a lot of time doing whether you like it or not, so you can push the beefalos. Apparently we have tremendous lifting strength. We're like a jack for a car. We rent out to help people on the side of the road when necessary. Unfortunately, we don't seem to have a lot of automotives in our location. That would be pretty amazing for travel, though. I need you guys more focused. I need you guys pooping on a better schedule here. I'm just hiding X-lax and whatnot in the grass, hiding those fiber jellies, making the beefalos more regular. They look focused every now and again, but then they don't do their tasks, so I'm guessing they're studying me studiously. I think deep down they're actually illustrious scholars. They are interested in the things going on around them, but no opposable thumbs, so they can't write it down. That is the great irony of beefalo existence. And warning, night is approaching, and so we will fertilize these first, since these are more important than the grass plants. And there we go. I'll try and brighten this up in post. It looks a little dark, even for me. I don't know if that's intended by the devs, that night should be dark, go figure, but it seems a wee bit dark, so I'll try and fertilize these as best as possible. I wish these had a more distinctive graphic. It looks like we got started fertilizing some of them, and I forget what's going on in between episodes. I apologize, but I have so many exams and things at the moment. It is the end of my semestre, and so I am just doing all kinds of ridiculous lab work and things like that, and it is killing me, guys. It is slowly killing me. I'm sure that my stomach is just pockmarked with anxiety ulcers at this point. Now, for tomorrow's task, we're going to try and get some traps put out for these rabbits over here, I think. I think that's what I want to do next. I want to make sure that we have a lot of beef jerky. In any case in real life, it's never a horrible thing to have some beef jerky. Beef jerky is among one of the better things in life. If I had to choose one of the things that motivates me to keep on living, like some days I wake up and I'm just like, I have no clue how I'm going to make it today. Like, you've probably had those days where the alarm goes off and there's a car outside, or there's a truck outside that won't stop beeping. Apparently it's just hauling beeps. That's the only thing that it's full of. It wakes you up like 50 minutes before your alarm's supposed to go off, but you can't fall back asleep. One of those type of days. And, you know, you sit there briefly for a moment and you're like, I could have not woken up today and I think I might have been happier. And then you're like, well, but beef jerky exists. So I think I'm going to keep plodding on. I'm going to keep moving forward because beef jerky awaits me over the next hill. And it looks like we've got another crop going, so let's get some planting started. There we go. And we need a few more ropes. So how much? There we go. I have enough grass. Luckily, we have plenty of grass. So that's not going to push us to a stalemate of production at the moment, or a stalemate of productivity. We have run out of dung, and it looks like I forgot to fertilize a berry bush there in the middle. Did I make enough? Let's see, I needed 3. Yeah, I've got enough. Let's get this fire built up to a more substantial blaze. And I still can't see that far. I was hoping to get these jerky racks in out here before morning comes along, because I don't like to waste my time and your time, because you've chosen to hang out with me here in the Nerd Castle. So hopefully that'll fit right there. Don't eat me, Gru, or Charlie as I prefer to call him. Let's get our crops taken care of. Another worthwhile way to spend our time before morning. And then I'm going to start cooking some of this up. So I'm going to make myself some popcorn. And there we go. Got some popcorn made. We'll throw that down our throats. We'll cook a pomegranate. I've never cooked a pomegranate before. A sliced pomegranate. We required a fire to slice it. We don't have knives, so we just gave it to the fire. We're like, here. The fire's like, I got this. I am equipped for this task. He decided to slice it. Slice the carrots too. This is one of those julienne fires. And so hopefully, there we go. And so now we're on to our next day. And so some of the things we're going to need to trap some bunnies. We're going to need more grass. Yes, more grass gathering. I overproduced. And I forgot to plant my crops too. I am just dropping the ball right now. I'm not doing so well, guys. I'm not doing so well. And so we'll put some we'll put the plants where they're supposed to go. We'll get those planted and ready to roll. These should grow back in 4 to 5 days time. And while we wait on that, let's head southeast. I think actually we need more beefalo poo. It's sad but unfortunate. We need more beefalo poo. So let's head north so that once again we can hit 2 birds with 1 stone. How many sticks do I have? Not nearly enough. So we are just always deficient of something, unfortunately. And so let's head our way. Yeah, there's no real efficient way to do this. I was kind of scanning the map trying to pan around and figure out an efficient way to grab sticks, manure, and grass at the same time so that I'm not just utterly wasting my momentary advantage here. But going into day 10, it looks like something is coming. Is it? Don't say that. Alright, so let's ditch an axe on the ground here to make space. We'll ditch that on the ground as well. We'll take these 2 things, and then let's go to our fight menu. So it sounds like we've got some hounds coming my way. Oh, we don't have enough. Oh, that's for a grass suit. Never mind. I'm looking at the wrong thing. We need a log suit. We can make a log suit, but we haven't prototyped it yet. So let's get back down here and prepare for the battle. We'll prepare for the skirmish with our houndish, not our feline friends, but our canine friends. If there was roving bands of kitties, I feel like they'd be a bit more crafty. They'd be more sneaky. They wouldn't make so much noise before they close distance with us. And so we'll make ourselves that, which is going to deplete us further. And we're going to leave our backpack on the ground for the time being. We will drop it over here. The backpack is one of those things that won't let you store your backpack in your main inventory, so it's just going to drop it on the ground wherever you happen to get it. Bear that in mind. And I am going to equip a spear, just in the interest of my own safety, and my interest of my own safeness. No, the interest of my own safety and my own efficiency at the stabitude. Ooh, and they're getting close. Maybe I'll drag them into. We need some meat, so I may drag them into the beefalo herd. Perhaps that will work out in my favor. The beefalos will still continue to produce the feces, while they fight with our houndish enemies. And so hopefully they'll kill off a beefalo too, and we can get a bit more beefalo fur and also some beefalo horns and things of that nature. I don't hear which way they're coming from. Oh, there he is! And it's only 1. Oh, there's 2. Okay. There we go. And so the beefalos don't appear to be particularly roused. There they go. They're rousing to the defense of their own species. And either way, we reap the benefits of this. We save some durability on our sphere. God, that was just a giant, that was an ass whooping. That was an ass whooping for the hound. And because I'm holding a spear, be very, very careful when holding an instrument, an object of any type. When you're sneaking around clustered groups of beefalos like this, you can stab them. They will kill you. Nothing says we are no longer friends like a spear to the bung, so bear that in mind as you go about your beefalo duties. And so I didn't even mean to make that pun. We were literally going around our beefalo duties, but that's a bit childish, but I'm going to allow it. I am the Supreme Court on this channel, and I am going to allow it. I've always wanted to say that, like from a position of authority. I'll allow it. people like in deference, they're like, what do you think? I'll allow it. Just allow it to occur with my own verbal acknowledgement. And so let's grab some more grass. And I don't even remember what I needed all this grass for, but I needed it for something. And I know I'm going to remember shortly after this episode ends. So, and that's actually looking at the timer. I think we are about out of time for the purposes of this episode. So my name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me in our next episode of Don't Starve. It's been a lot of fun. We've gotten a lot done today, and I think I'm getting better at moving quickly at the beginning of these episodes. It used to take me a bit longer to get my momentum rolling, to get myself moving merrily down the hill towards productivity, and it looks like we're doing better, so I would wager that we're going to be in for a decent winter, and we can go out and do some exploration once that comes around, see what some of the new features are that Clay Entertainment. I realized the other day that I've been saying that wrong for like months. It's not Clay Entertainment, it's Clay Entertainment, as though it was the material you make pots out of. Clay Entertainment has put a ridiculous amount of new content in here, and I do want to experience it all with you guys, so we'll check that out at a future date. And once we are all set up for the winter, we should be good to go. So that spiel all taken care of. I'll see you guys next time, and take care out there, everybody.